Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I want to welcome you to our call with Tammy Manzo and myself, Kim Rolls. And we want to just recognize you first for being on the call. And there's a reason why you are tuning into this call today. You may not have been consciously aware of it. You may have, you may not have. But, you know, when you're ready to want to know these things, then your inner being kind of just puts you in the right place at the right time. So you found this link, you found this video, you found us for a reason. And the reason for the call is my friend Tammy here. I met Tammy well, I haven't actually met her physically in person yet, but I feel like I've known her my whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
She knows me very well. I had probably my first astrology reading with Tammy almost 8 years, like maybe 7.
Maybe 6 years?
6 years? 6 years ago. So, and so she's kind of been like right on target with my life when I don't know why something's happening in my life, and it's not even like a regular time, just something sporadic. Tam's like, oh, blah, 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 this is why. So a couple weeks ago, I had one of those moments, and I did a call with Tammy. And Tammy, I'll give you more information about Tammy, but Tammy did a reading for me and a clearing for me. And it was, as we were going over the things that she was telling me, I was like, the world needs to know about this, because it's more than just the day that you were born, the time that you were born, what your sign is. It's like, you know, the degree of this and that, and this planet is in this house and that house, and this like is why you're having money issues or relationship issues or time issues or sleep issues or work issues or like anything that you can think of. There's an answer there's an actual answer. And it's crazy how spot on.
It's crazy.
Right? So as she's telling me, I mean, she was telling me reasons that someone might be bothering me, and you know, taking the person out of it, because she obviously doesn't know the same people that I know, she brought such clarity and can help you understand why someone is the way they are. And it just makes your relationship so much better, because now you're understanding it's not just like a you and them thing. Like, it's not, you know, it's like, oh, it's because, you know, this is going on with them. And so it can actually like help your relationship, help you understand this other person, and help yourself understand you as well, and why, you know, things are going on. So I've never really came out of the closet and talked about this with anyone before, because if I ever told someone I had a clearing, I don't even know what they would like think that was.
Yeah.
But, after talking to Tammy, I just felt like I needed to let you all know, and, you know, introduce Tammy to the world and introduce this to the world. And just talking even just to friends, they were super, super interested. Tammy, we've had email signups, Facebook signups, Instagram signups.
Yay.
I know. So this is going to go everywhere. It's going to be on YouTube, Facebook. It'll be on my website. I'll send you the link for your websites. And, you know, I just want people to understand what's going on, because it's amazing when you find stuff out. And I'd rather people, especially younger, I wish I knew this when I was younger, so I could help, you know, guide me through my life. So whatever the case, you're here for a reason. It's not by accident. And this is my friend Tammy Manzo. And Tammy does astrology readings, looking at your energies from past lives, a past life perspective, with the current life's lessons and challenges that your soul is here to accomplish. It's like crazy. So she looks at your soul path, your life path, the wounds that we're here to resolve, the gifts and talents that your soul has accumulated. And then she puts them all together with the current energies and cycles, like I said, of what's going on right now that we don't even know. Everybody heard of like Mercury retrograde, and everyone knows when there's eclipse and a full moon, and that's about the end of it. So she puts all this together with the energies and cycles of the planets as they move through the universe, activating the cycles of energy in your life. She creates a sacred space for your healing, where you can ask questions throughout your clearing and reading with her. And every reading is different, but each one is truly beautiful in its own way. And it's amazing things that questions you didn't even realize you had, or things that you didn't even know that you wanted to know, come up during their session. So you can't even like pre-plan or have a list. I mean, you can have your list of questions, but she's going to come up with stuff that you were like, how did you even know that? You know? So Tammy, I know we were talking about lots of stuff going on with like Capricorn and Saturn and all kinds of junk I don't even know any about. So you go ahead.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody. Hello. This is a conversation that Kim and I had together, and we started getting into some really deep stuff. And Kim had the brilliant idea, oh my God, let's put it out to everybody, because I know I get texts all the time from people and friends and clients. Oh my God, what's going on in the universe? Literally, what's going on in the universe? I'm like, oh yeah, you're noticing it. What happened recently, it's May 7th right now, and you might be listening to this at any time, who knows, maybe in the future. But a couple weeks ago, 2 of the major planets that bring transformation and change went retrograde. And like Kim mentioned before, everybody's heard of Mercury retrograde, because that's the big, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, don't sign, don't buy, don't drive, don't travel, don't do anything. But of course we have to do that. Well, these larger planets, I'm talking about Saturn and Pluto, they each went retrograde, and they are going to be retrograde for like months. You know, Mercury retrograde only lasts like 3 weeks. It seems like 3 years.
I know.
These planets are going in for months. And when the energy goes retrograde, it's turned inward to ourselves. It's turned inward. A great big light is shining in on our soul and on our ego and on the personality. And we're having to see, what are we doing? What have we been doing? It's like the teacher comes in now and, you know, pop quiz everybody. Who's been paying attention? Who's been doing the work? Who's been doing the homework at home? This is when you're going to be tested. You're being tested at this time. So what's happening is all of us are being shown, you know, in different ways, what areas we need to keep working on. What areas are we still learning on? What areas do we need to show some more effort? So I have a couple of things. Well, I have a lot of things written down. Sorry. So it looks like I'm not looking at the camera. I am reading off the paper because I want to make sure I get it all correct.
I'm sure everyone wants to know. So
I'm in another dimension, and my mouth is here, my brain is here, and I'm like, what did I just say? I lost track of it. Okay, so what we're talking about here is Saturn and Capricorn. And Saturn goes through each of the 12 signs of the zodiac. It takes 2.5 years to go through. And the reason why it's so powerful, Saturn and Capricorn, is because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. And so this is its home base. This is its home time. And he gets real powerful there, right? Like, wow, the lessons really come out. And it's an important time. It's almost like when you're going through high school. This is the 12th grade class, right? This is that final year where you're getting all the lessons and taking the tests. So Capricorn has to do with our career choices and our authentic selves. It does a lot of other things as well, but I want to keep it pertinent to everybody. Mostly everybody listening to this recording probably is having some career choices. Maybe they're thinking, oh my God, am I on the right thing? Or this no longer serves me anymore. It started out great, but now it's time to move on to something else. And that's when Saturn is saying, come on, you've learned everything, move on to the next thing. It's not a bad thing, but people are perceiving it as bad. Oh my gosh, all of a sudden my boss is mean and the job is horrible and I'm not getting paid. What's going on? Well, there's a lesson. Hey, come on, you've outgrown this place. You know, you've outgrown it. Or consequently, maybe you haven't been doing the work. Yeah. You know, have each of us, and this is a question only we can answer ourselves, have we each honestly, with integrity, when the teacher's not in the room, have we done the work on our own? You know, have we done as much as we can? You know, because in this day and age, it's so easy to play Candy Crush on your phone for a while, you know, at work, and be on, you know, personal phone calls, and, oh, everybody in the office does it, so I can do it too, you know what I mean? And that kind of stuff happens where, what goes on in the place where you work, you know, what goes on? Maybe your boss is like that. Maybe your boss is like a non-supportive boss and leaving you out to do, you know what I mean? Maybe you have no guidance and there's nothing happening. So that's certainly a Saturn and Capricorn thing, because Capricorn is our authentic selves, where we are in authority. We're each being asked to step up to our highest authority level that we can be at right now. You know, we're all at different paths on our journey. Some of us think we're kindergartners. Oh, we don't really know anything. And then the people around us are the Saturns. They're our teachers. But then at some point we become, you know, the student becomes the master, and you keep moving forward. You know, where are you at in your journey? Do you need to step up? Are you now the teacher? And maybe you don't want to be. Maybe you're being pushed into something. Hey, you need to teach. You need to get out and communicate. You need to write. You know, you need to share the thing. You don't, you know, and it's scary. Sure it is, because it's so much nicer being the student. You know, the teacher teaches you and brings you along, and you get to do that. You know, we're rising up to the level of our authentic selves. And we're the only ones that can decide what is our authentic self. But I'll tell you right now, anybody that's listening, if you're not happy in any part of your life, your career, you know, with the money, with the finances, with your relationships, with your health, if you're not, that means that you're not at the level of authority where you should be, and you should be doing more to get there. You know, there's so many ways that we can get further on our journey if we apply ourselves, you know, really put the effort there. And that's what Saturn is all about, work, hard work. Saturn and Capricorn, hard work, right? So people that are working harder now at this time, the rewards are coming. The rewards are coming big time, because Saturn is going to weed out these people who are just skating along. You know what I mean? If you're in a job that you don't like and you don't feel fulfilled at, are you going to be skating along? Sure, because you don't feel like you want to put the effort in. Right? That's a sure sign you've outgrown that place, you know, and you need to go on to somewhere else. If you're not in a place where you feel like you want to work hard because you enjoy it and you're getting stuff out of it, you're not at the highest level of your authority where you can be. You know, we're all supposed to stand up and shine. And if we can't shine in the place we're at, we need to do some work. A lot of work. We need to change the place where we're at, or change the light bulb. Change what we're wearing, you know what I mean? Change the stage that we're on. We need to change something, right? So Saturn also rules time. He's the Lord of time if you start to read the astrology books. And so when Saturn is in Capricorn, we're really being shown ways, are we using our time to the best advantage, you know? And I'll be the first one to say, in the evenings, I just like to veg out. I'm so tired by the end of the day. Like, I spend hours just vegging out in front of Netflix. Hello, Netflix. Love Netflix. But, you know, is that the best use of my time? Is it? I could do better. I know that I could do better, you know. Do I get caught up in Facebook and other people's things and all this stuff? And yeah, I can. Do I lose track of time? Oh, my gosh. Time? But it's an hour later. I was just going to hop on for 1 minute to message somebody. An hour later, there it is. That's not the best use of our time. You know what I mean? Our time, right? So we have to be constantly watching where we're putting our energy, and it should be towards our goals. Right now, Saturn and Capricorn, man, we've got to push it, because the effort is waiting, and those people that aren't making the effort are going to be just weeded out. You know, something's going to happen to them where, okay, they no longer have that job, or there's a problem, issue comes up, and the universe is just going to take them out and move them and put them somewhere else where they can start over. That's the hard way of doing it. The smart way of doing it is, all right, let's check in with ourselves. How does this job or this relationship or my finances make me feel? Oh my gosh, most people don't even know. You know, they just mindlessly go to work, we have to do this, and then they come back and complain about it, and it's like nothing has changed. So just being aware of what's going on, you know, and how much effort are we putting towards our goals? You know, how do we like to live away from work? If we have that relationship that's not working, how much time are we putting into it to fix it? Are we fixing it, or are we just complaining, right? That's the thing, Saturn and Capricorn. And hey, I'm guilty of all this stuff too, right? Okay, we can all do better, right? All of us.
We all know. That's the funny thing. We all know. Like, people kind of throw that too. Like, I say a lot of things. I preach a lot of, manifesting and law of attraction. And here I am. Sometimes I still have a fear about something. Everybody's like, well, you know, that you tell us this, blah, blah, but we are still, you know, human, like living in a body, right?
And that is the thing, because we have to go through this journey, this part of our journey, and it is scary, but we have to make ourselves take that next step. And the rewards come. Every time you take a next step, you feel more confident, and then you take the next step and you feel more confident. And what Saturn and Capricorn are doing is, those of us that have not made a step in the last many years, we're kind of being kicked, you know, in an area, maybe, you know, upside the head, or, you know, in the nether region, you know, regions. Come on, man, let's get moving. He's giving you a push. Come on, because time is the one resource that we all have. We all have the same amount of time. You know, we can do miracles in a minute if we just, you know, set our mind to it. And once the day goes by, it's gone. You know, that day furthered away, that day furthered away. Okay, where's the effort? So Saturn, he wants you to build a structure and a foundation. These 2 years, Saturn's already been here for a year and a half. We got another year and a half to go. We should be building a solid structure and a foundation in many areas of our life, with relationships and jobs and money. And so these things might be showing up, like, uh-oh, you know, oops, we made some mistakes writing out checks for the month, or we forgot to pay our bills, or whatever it is, or the bill was the wrong amount or something. That's Saturn saying, hey, you got to pay more attention to this. You have to have a solid foundation in these areas of your life. And it's also boundaries. And how interesting that the whole war is going on with Trump and the boundary wall that he wants to put up. That's all Saturn and Capricorn. It's all Saturn and Capricorn. Once Saturn moves out of Capricorn, the stuff is going to like fall away, because it's not going to be as important anymore. But that is the symbolism of the boundaries that we all need to have in our own lives. Where is my boundary system? And I know it's hard for me. Cancel. I shouldn't say it that way. Don't say it that way. I'm learning to build boundaries, you know, because I love to be involved in people's lives. I love to learn about them. I'm curious about people and things, you know, so that just opens the door for all this stuff to come in. And then the problem is I have all this stuff that comes in, right? So boundary is important. So where's our boundary with people, with our job? You know, do you work all hours of the night? When do you stop working? When do you stop taking clients? When do you stop listening to friends complain all the time? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of boundaries. When will you stop letting this person do this to you in this relationship, right? Boundaries. And that's when Saturn tells us, get to the level of your authority. Hey, man, step up and say, no, I don't like the way you're treating me. I don't like this. We're going to have to do something different. And we got no way to control what the other person does, but all you have to do is make the statement, hey, this ain't working for me, and this is what I want. And that's you owning yourself, you know, your highest authority, and there it is, right? So let me turn the page here. Okay, so Saturn and Capricorn, we are weeding out what isn't working for us. And it's time to let go of lost causes, especially in your life path choices, in your careers, in your long-term goals. This is when, you know, Saturn has not been in Capricorn for 28 years. You know, wow. It takes 29 years to get there. And we've been working on our lives, we've been on our journey. Those of us that are at least 28 years old, we've been on this path. And, you know, now Saturn and Capricorn is the testing, you know, like the 12th grade class. You're a senior now. You're supposed to know everything that you've learned. And this is when you decide, hey, man, do I really want to study math anymore? No, I really like English better, right? You're switching things up. What are you going to take in college? Gee, I didn't do so good in math, so let me just take writing. I want to do writing, right? This is when you reevaluate your life. Hey, what have I learned? I learned what my goals, my skills are, my talents are. My goals should be in alignment with that, right? So it's time to give up things. And that's hard for people because their long-term dreams, gee, I thought I wanted to be a ballerina for 10 years. I've been working on it. But, you know, something happened. Did you want to be a ballerina?
No, but I know what you mean. Like, I always thought I was going to be something that I wasn't. And, you know, only 2 years ago did I finally, like, wake up and leave because it was going to kill me. So some of us takes longer than others.
Man, I spent 8 years being with this person that I thought I wanted to be married to, and I just kept working and I gave away all my authority. Saturn and Capricorn would have kicked my butt. It wasn't in Capricorn at the time, but it would have. It eventually did end up kicking me in the butt because it wasn't in alignment. It wasn't the right thing, and I just wouldn't give it up. And something came and gave it up for me. Yeah. and this is what's happened to a lot of people right now. A lot of their dreams are dying hard, you know, and it's sad, but you know, you just have to pick up what have you learned from all this? You know, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Every year you lived is valuable, you know? Everything you've learned is valuable.
And that's another reason why when we were talking the other day, I thought it was so important to share this with people, because like I said earlier, knowing these things helps you, you know, move on when something like that happens, when someone does leave your life, or an opportunity, you know, a job does, it almost like doesn't make it okay. And it's not like, it's like, but it makes you understand that, okay, this was supposed to happen, because if, you know, obviously I didn't take care of it, and there's a reason behind it. It didn't just like random, like this is supposed to happen so I can move on to the next thing. And like, that's, you know, what you were telling me the other day. That's why I was like, you know, it helps you when people do leave your life or thing, you know, just to be able to move on and be okay with it and not take it personally, not think that it's something that you did or, you know, that you screwed up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The universe and Saturn is putting everybody exactly where they fit in that right niche. You know what I mean? And the problem is we all can't do the same thing. We all can't be the president of the United States. You know, we all can't be, you know, X, you know, fill in the blank. We all have to be something different. And the problem is, you know, everybody wants to see, you know, they see the people on TV. Everybody wants to be a sports, you know, star or a singing star, or, you know what I mean? Like we can't, everybody can't do that. And the problem is where is our right place? You know, where is that authority level? You know, a lot of people maybe grew up, you know, thinking they were not so smart, you know, maybe the teachers told them or parents told them, but here they could really actually turn out to be doctors.
Right.
You know? Like, why are you letting other people tell you what you should be doing or kind of push you into something? You know what I mean? Like all these kids that study things because their parents want them to do this or do that. That's not Saturn and Capricorn. And something's going to happen. The kid's going to fail out of school. He's going to drop out. He's going to, you know what I mean? Like that's it. The natural alignment will happen. If they can't be a doctor and the parent pushes them to, at some point, they're going to hit that wall, you know, and that's Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn and Capricorn is a wall for people right now. But that's okay. Everything that you've done up to this point is still important and valid, and it still comes with you. So what if you give up your dream with a doctor? You're still a hard worker. You still have so many skills that you can take along with somewhere else.
Right.
But what we're doing is we're switching things around and we're simplifying, right? We want to get rid of all the stuff that doesn't matter and make that foundation of here's all the things that do matter. Here's the important things right here and build those up. Everything else out of there, we don't need anymore. And that's when we get the popularity of Marie Kondo. Have you been watching Marie Kondo on Netflix?
No.
But you've heard of her, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. That's all you need to know, right?
Yes.
All right, all you guys listening at home, who's heard of Marie Kondo? Yes? And she's on Netflix. You know what? She's been around for at least 10 years. And she's put books out. And I remember trying to get one of her books 10 years ago and trying to read it because it's all about feng shui and clearing stuff out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Energetically clearing things out. I had that book in my hand about 10 years ago and I went, don't resonate. And I took it back to the library. And all of a sudden now she comes up because it's Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn and Capricorn wants us to do exactly what Marie Kondo's doing. She's saying if it doesn't spark joy, get rid of it. Well, she doesn't say get rid of it, but she says, you know, donate it or something. But what's happening, the way I look at her, whatever doesn't spark joy, whatever doesn't match your authentic self, that's what it is. And if it doesn't spark joy in you, that means it's not touching your authentic self. That's what's happening. So people can relate to joy. Oh yeah, that doesn't make me happy. Boom. If you ask people what their authentic self was, a lot of them wouldn't even know. What's your authentic self? Oh, I don't know. You know, we know what we're not. I'm not a ballerina. I'm not a doctor. You know, we're not. So look at it from the joy standpoint. If you can find joy in something, that is your authentic person. Exactly. You know, your authentic expression, right? So Saturn, he is trying to help us build things that last. That's what he's in charge of. So these things that don't resonate with us, they're not going to last. They're at some point, if things that we've already spent time building are coming down, let it go because it's not authentic to us. There's something else that needs to happen. So don't worry. Don't hang on with your fingernails to that boyfriend that's working last. You know what I mean? Don't hang on to that job. If you think working 8 hours overtime and putting in all this time into this job and it's still not working, that's, your fingernails are coming off, in the brick. Now we can't hold on. You need to just let the stuff go. And I want to talk about the kids that are growing up now. Right?
Yes, I wanted you to.
Kids that are growing up. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, first of all, anybody right now that's listening, that if you have a Capricorn birthday, you're getting the power of Saturn coming right over your sun. So you are really getting this dose of, oh man, you are looking at yourself hard, and maybe you're being beat up, and maybe other people are kind of beating you up. This is all under your perception, of course. It's not really happening. Maybe the job is, maybe there's big shifts and changes. Just let it go. Breathe, let it go, because this is a natural thing for you. This is a weeding out of the stuff that's not, and again, it doesn't mean you're not a good worker or you're not a good anything. It just means your time is done. Your time's done. Move on to something else, higher expression. The kids that are going to be turning 28, 29, you've got something called a Saturn return coming. Saturn comes back to the place it was when you were born. Testing year. You guys should get a hold of me. And we'll talk it through, and we'll get out, we'll get it out. We'll get it out in the open, and we'll look at what's going on. The next Saturn return, age 58, 59, that's the next Saturn return. So we've had another 28 years to look at it. If those years are coming, get a hold of me, because things still happen. People still get divorced at 58, 59, 60. They lose their job, they change their career, and that's happening more and more often now. I don't know if you've noticed that with people at that age, because people have hung on for so long. They've hung on for the kids. Oh, we stay in that marriage because of the kids, and then when the kids are done, then you know what I mean? Or I've worked so hard at this job, I just can't take it no more. These are the people that have tried so hard, and they're finally just giving up okay, it's time. And the kids, even younger kids, what's happening is it's really the parents of the younger kids. The parents have to learn to let these children become their own authority, right? Saturn and Capricorn wants everybody to become their own authority, not just the adults. If your kid is like 10, and he doesn't know how to get his own breakfast in the morning, and he doesn't know how to dress himself or how to put his dirty clothes in a clothes hamper, there's a problem, right? A 10-year-old can certainly do all those things. A 10-year-old can be on MasterChef making chicken cordon bleu. Come on.
I've seen these kids on that cooking show.
They can do it. Yes, they can do it.
Have you seen that?
Absolutely. Coming from past life stuff. But let me tell you, each child, and parents, if you have kids, please, and they're telling you lately, for the past year, oh my God, let me do this. I can do this on my own. I want to learn this. I want to do this. Please let them and help them and let them do more. Let them do more, because you're holding them back. If you don't let them do things because you want to love them, you want to love them, and you want to snuggle them, and you don't want your daughter to ever break a nail cleaning up the kitchen. Wow, are you going to have a problem when age 28 and 29 comes for that girl? I don't know how old, Mom, you will be. You might be having your own 58, 59 Saturn return.
Could be true.
But come on, something very, that brick upside the head will come for that daughter that has never cooked or cleaned. And, you cannot save them from becoming adults in authority, their own authority figure. And these hover parents are doing that, right? The hover parent, helicopter parent, that's what they call them. And they're trying to keep these lessons away from the kids. Like, oh no, my kid's got an F in class and I'm going to go down and kick that teacher's butt.
Yes, that's what you're saying.
Oh my God. I have actually been in, I had parent-teacher conferences. My kid decided he didn't want one class, and he just refused to do the work, and he took an F, and I would go for the parent conference, and the teacher would say to me, why don't you make that kid work? And I said, he has to fail on his own. And that teacher looked at me like I was a nut, and they said, are you kidding? Why are you doing that? I said, because he is not going to learn if I let him slide through. And I had to hang that kid out to dry. That was the hardest thing I ever did. But I tell you what, he took that class over again the next semester. He had the same teacher. and he got an A. He got an A. It was art class. I'm like, how can he get an F in art? Well, my kid got all upset because the teacher didn't like anything he was doing, right? So
That's
he just
crazy.
said, I'm
Art
not
is
going to do
art, but okay. That's crazy.
it. See what happens. You need to let these kids fail at something because that's how we learn, man. I failed later in life. I failed some classes in college. I got very lucky. I scooted through, high school. I didn't do a lot of work. College came, Saturn came. I was like, uh-oh, and the F's came, right? Because I didn't know how to study. I didn't put the time in. I had a very good memory, and I just rested on that. And then I actually came to a place where I had to work, and it was like I was already an adult. I was 21 years old. I had like an F in all these classes. I'm like, what? How is this happening to me? I got, you know what I mean? And I don't know what year it was. Maybe Saturn was in Capricorn.
I was going to say, when did
I would have to look.
When did you?
Oh my God, I think it was.
When did you start getting into the whole, like, how old were you when you started getting into all this?
Oh, into astrology? I was 12 years old. I was first making my own chart because there was no computers. So you had to get a book and you had to get a blank wheel and you had to write everything in by hand. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was cool. Yeah. I still have some of those blank charts, they're like ancient, but yeah, you draw your thing in it. It would take you like an hour to do the chart. Now you could plug it in for 5 minutes and bam, there you got the chart. And it's exact.
Talk about something coming from a past life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, back to the kids, back to everybody. Like, look around in your life and see there are enablers. We're going to talk to the enablers now. You're probably getting a lot of pushback because you're doing something totally against what Saturn and Capricorn wants to have happen. You are cleaning up after your kid, cleaning up after your husband, cleaning up after whatever. If you're doing any kind of job that does not belong to you, that's the boundaries, right? Saturn says, where's your boundary? Well, if you have a 95-year-old mother, living at her house, can you go over and clean up after her? Sure, because she can't do it herself, right? Please, and that would be the great thing, Saturn and Capricorn. Step up, right? Make some extra effort. Okay, I can take care of my old mother that's at home. But if you got a 12-year-old daughter at home and she could come over and help your 95-year-old mother out, and she's not doing it because she wants to stay home and play, and you think there's nothing wrong with that, then you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, let these kids step up, give them jobs, let them feel useful. Because when you let them become their own person and take care of their own thing, they're getting those life skills that not just the skill of, I know how to run a washing machine, now I know how to wash clothes, but it's that feeling of, wow, I can take care of myself. I can take care of myself, Yeah. And that's what we're really getting is these, okay, I can do this, right? These past few years, the Saturn and Capricorn, we've been getting these messages. Can I do this? Am I taking care of myself? How's my life going, right? So either you're feeling really good about it or you're like wobbling, right? Okay, so I want to talk about the other thing, the important thing about Saturn. Now, he rules your health in very important ways. And he rules the skeleton, the skeleton and the bones in the body, because he rules structure and boundaries of all kinds. So he rules the skeleton. The skeleton is the entire structure of the physical human body, and the bones, of course, and the skin, because that's the boundary of the body, right? So bones and skin and posture. So that's something very important that we got to start taking care of. Right now, there's so many battles going on in the world of, the GMO, non-GMO, homeopathic, medicines. Every time I turn on Netflix, there's 10 new commercials for 10 different kinds of medicines. And I think, oh my gosh, please, people, you don't need all that. Be natural, do the natural stuff, right? We've given our power away to so many doctors, to so many pills, to so many belief systems. That is not Saturn and Capricorn. People, take your power back. Find a better doctor. Not every doctor is right for us. Can you do more natural things? Can you align your health by just getting exercise and rest and good food? I believe all that. If we did all that, all the time. We don't need medicine. We don't need doctors anymore. These issues and syndromes and stuff that's coming up now all of a sudden is because we have not
all of a
become our
sudden
own authority in our body, right?
no.
We go to the doctor. Well, there's something wrong with you, doctor.
Like
what is it?
Gluten allergies. Nobody my age had gluten allergies when I was in school. They did not serve peanut butter and jelly in the cafeteria because of peanut allergies. Like that just didn't happen. They did not serve peanuts on planes because someone on the flight had a peanut allergy. It's getting out of control. I know.
We have given away so much of our authority to, you know what I mean? We just go to the store and mindlessly buy whatever, and hello, I'm guilty. Do I know what's in my cart? I do not. However, my body knows.
Yeah.
And, can my body be more healthy? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can my health be better? Sure. Can my family's health be better? Sure. So that's where you come in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So talk about, talk about, like the planets and whatnot coming in and taking over and taking away jobs and bringing you somewhere that you didn't know you were going to be. That's exactly what happened to me last year. 2 years ago, I was selling pension 401ks, and last year I started as a nutrition, adding to, the meditations and yoga teaching, I became a health coach. Like I never in a million years, like it just literally, I was meeting with a financial advisor to give her my resume to find another job while I was sitting in a nutrition club. Yeah, I mean, you talk about the universe and like things just like, if you're not going to do something, it's going to do it. I'm sitting in a nutrition club with a financial advisor, giving her my resume. And then I end up talking to the owner of the nutrition club and working for her and becoming a health coach. And, it's like, and here I am a year later, talking to clients about exactly what you're doing. And, it's like our outside is a reflection of our inside. So it's important that, we're growing our mind along with our other, healthy habits. And so it kind of fell in line with the whole, everything that I believed in, the whole mindfulness. It became like 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, 100% mindset, because you're not gonna do that diet or take the next steps if you don't have that mindset already in place. So it totally fit into the last 10 years of spiritual work and everything that I was growing. But it became a priority for me because I was not, even though I was, not a heavy obese, I was not eating right either. And because of my job, I was not sleeping. My hair was falling out. And so it was almost like another sign from like the universe that like, not only are we going to make you a health coach and give you this job, but now, you know what, you're going to get healthy yourself. And before I wouldn't think twice about taking time for myself, and now I make it a priority because I came to recognize the importance of this. And truly our lives change as a result of our mindset and of our thoughts. And so by feeding our mind healthy thoughts daily, we're able to create lasting results for ourselves. We work with clients one-on-one personally, but I live in Rhode Island, so I also have some clients that I work with online. And the mindset work or the personal development is the key piece of keeping people on track, holding them accountable. And so, yes, I work with Herbalife products, which kind of like came along as part of the whole health coach package that I didn't know I was going to be doing, and I did. And what we do different is, so like I said, mindset, I think, sets us apart from, walking into a GNC and buying protein powder, or and not really knowing exactly what you're supposed to do except mix it with milk. And maybe you're not even supposed to mix it with milk, but nobody's even telling you that, because you're walking in a store and buying it. Our approach to health coaching, is that we provide people with a solution to poor health, poor nutrition, lack of energy, by providing with personal coaching, proper nutrition, supplementation, fitness tips, positive community. We give them a community. So not only are, we giving them a nutrition club to come in and have shakes and teas and get energy and talk to us one-on-one about what they should be eating, not eating. I'm exercising. I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. Well, maybe try this different. So we become, we become very personal with our clients. We don't leave them, you know, we don't sell them something and be like, here's the product, thanks for your money, good luck, you know, weigh yourself, oh, you didn't lose any, well, you know, you're not, maybe you need to buy this now too, you know. We have, you know, I personally teach yoga and meditation, so we have a community, especially in the summertime, where like we'll take our clients out. We have like a park, and we do community yoga, and then like I'll like do a guided meditation. We have health coaches that do pound fit classes, and we have coaches that we have, you know, people that have dogs, so we'll do like a dog walking day, and it gets people out and moving. So like I said, we provide one-on-one personalized coaching to help people achieve their desired goals, because some people have an allergy and some people might not have that. So we have to, you know, work based on that. We have anywhere from teenagers, you know, it's, I wish, you know, Tammy, not to get like too personal, but, you know, like 10 years ago, my mom passed away and she had diabetes and it came on pretty quick. And, she wasn't even, she never even like made it to the insulin. Like it went like her kidneys failed. Yeah. She went pretty quick, but she also, you know, she knew once she had it that she wasn't going to give up eating. At that point, she wanted ice cream. She wanted her soda. And it was like, if I knew the things that I know now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not God. Well, actually, we all kind of God, but that's another whole story. But I don't know. I feel like I could have saved her, you know? So this is really an important topic to me, because I know what's in these products, and I know now, you know, what is the right options and what isn't. And I know what might be good for one person might not be good for another person. And because of this, I feel almost kind of like she might have even had something to do with this, because maybe she wants me now. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, the products say right on them, there's like a GI on the products that are like the gluten index thing. So it's like good for diabetes. I'm like, are you kidding me? We have aloe tea, and aloe is, I guess, known. I'm finding all this stuff out over the last year. Aloe is really good for diabetics. If anyone is a diabetic on the call, aloe is really good. And so we have tea with aloe, and I know, and it comes in different flavors, and she would have loved that, and that like would have taken away the soda. There's no sugar, you know what I mean? But what I wanted to tell you was, you know, with the obesity epidemic on the rise, besides being able to, I feel like I'm being guided to do this and to help people because I wasn't able to help my mom. It does make you feel good to meet someone for the first time, to talk to them, and it's embarrassing for them too the first time, you know, to say, you know, look, I'm huge or whatever, I want to lose weight. And it's not even, there might be people that are like working out and actually, you know, want to be, have more muscle and like, you know what I mean? So everybody's different, but with the obesity epidemic on the rise, the world needs our help, and there's more health coaches. I'm finding, I didn't never even realize the world of health coaches that there were, but we are in need. And one of the reasons is that 70% of our population is overweight. 70% of deaths are from cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. 70%, like just those 4 diseases. And the things that we can do as health coaches, the tools that we have to help people is, it's amazing. It makes me, you know, feel good. And I, like I said, I never had the intention of becoming a health coach, but maybe my higher self intuitively led me, you know, because it knew that it just kind of fit into, you know, what I was trying to do. So anyway, they're all lifestyle disorders. All those diseases that I just named are all lifestyle disorders.
Exactly.
Right? And they're all preventable. All preventable diseases with proper diet and exercise. So our like my approach to health coaching is multifaceted. So we have a solution for people with poor health, poor nutrition, lack of energy, fitness tips, like I said, the community, and incorporating each of these aspects into our coaching. I feel like this really separates us from I don't want to, you know, name names of the other companies that do health diet programs. But what I am going to do is I'm going to open a Facebook group after this call for anyone that after listening to this feels that you might fit into one of these categories, or you're just looking for a group because sometimes it's always easier even to go to the gym. You know, it's easier if you got a buddy to go with to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
I'll be that person that will hold you accountable. Trust me. I mean, you know, I have people texting me all the time or emailing me, like, and it's good and it's fun because they're excited. They're like, oh my God, like I had this, I'm not hungry at dinner, and it makes me feel so good. So I'm gonna open a Facebook group, and I think that we decided to call it "Claim Your Destiny" because of what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a Facebook group called "Claim Your Destiny." And anyone who's interested in, you know, has questions for Tammy or is looking for health coaching from myself, it's a safe place to share. I will provide nutrition tips, recipes. Actually, I have a meditation that I did, a guided meditation for for your body, for losing weight, and for just, you know, self-love of your body, self-love of yourself. That I'm going to post in the Facebook group. So as soon as you join the Facebook group, you'll get access to that free meditation. And it's like I said, it's guided. I kind of put you into like a subconscious. So it hits your subconscious beliefs to maybe if you're not ready quite yet, you listen to the meditation enough and you might, you know, realize, hey, am I doing it? But it's nice to be in a group and with other support, with people with like issues. Like-minded community where you can share what's going on with you, and somebody might have another, you know, something that they might offer. I can also do tips for exercises, for yoga exercises. There's so much that we can do in this group, and I'll put the link up when we shoot the video out. And yeah, so
yeah, can you do a meditation to help people connect with their authority? That whole Saturn and Capricorn thing, those people that are afraid to do that and being in charge of themselves, because there's a program there that comes from past lives, or maybe their family conditioning, or, you know, parent or friend, or maybe they tried it before and they failed and now they have this block to getting there. And that's going to really help people step up.
That's a great idea.
You know, Saturn is still going to be in Capricorn until, well, okay, it does a little. It's retro. It started on December 19th, 2017, and March 21st, 2020 is going to cross over to Aquarius, but then it goes retrograde back to Capricorn from July 1st, 2020 to December 17th of 2020. So what's going to happen is it's going to, after March of next year, it's going to trick people into thinking, oh, guess what? There is no more authority work. We're done with the authority work. We must have all passed the class. No, we didn't. We've just moved on to the next class, but we are going to come back again in the retrograde, and we are going to be tested, and that's going to come out of the blue. It's going to be a big smack, like, whoa, I thought I was done with all this stuff. I thought I was done.
Hence why we need like you to like keep us informed of these things.
Yeah, right. And I'll come on there too if you want me to give like little updates of, wow, what's happening, what's the energetic thing going on. But yeah, that's going to be like a big surprise for people. Like, wow, what the heck is going on? You know.
I think
so. Yeah,
great support.
So that'll be good. And what you're doing with the coaching, I want to just tell everybody, Saturn and Capricorn. If you're doing these Saturn and Capricorn things, it's the flow of the universe, right? If you get on this diet plan and this health plan now, that's what Saturn wants us to do, right? Take care of ourselves. If you get on it now, bam, you're going to go, and you're really going to see results fast, because that's the timing of the universe. If you try to do this any other time, it's going to be harder because the energy is going somewhere else. I don't want to get too technical about like astrology charts and stuff, but especially if Capricorn is in your 6th house, the house of health, holy smoke, you need to be on this plan now, because your health is taking a big hit. You really need to step up for health. All of us need to step up for health, but if you have that in the 6th house, you already know you've had health issues. So
I need all my clients to do a reading with you.
Actually, yeah, I could do your chart real quick. Hey, and actually, you know, if you know your birth time, you could go to astro.com and just plug it in real quick. And you would need to know what the Saturn glyph is. I should have got a copy.
We can put it in the Facebook group.
Oh, there you go. Great idea. If you have any planets that with the Capricorn glyph, that means your moon could be in Capricorn, your sun could be in Capricorn, any of your planets could be in Capricorn. And if you have those, that means you're really getting hit harder than all these other people. You know, but yeah, but I guarantee, I promise, if anybody gets on this health thing now with Kim or anybody else, you don't have to be with Kim, but why not be with Kim? She's
Sure,
great.
yeah.
Right?
Nice,
Yeah.
fun.
And anybody else that raised the bar, right?
Yeah.
Everybody. And but they have to be authentic. These people, like the health coaches, they have to be authentic about wanting people to get healthy, not just sell things. And you kind of alluded to that before. And any other diet plan that puts the person not in charge, like, and I don't want to name any other names.
I know. We all know what we're talking about. We all know the big ones.
Yeah, but if you are on any other health plan where you are not the one that's in charge and ultimately responsible for yourself. Now, Kim's going to help you learn how to become accountable for yourself, right? She'll give you tips and things, how to work this in your day. But, you know, if Kim tries to, you know, beat you up to get you to go to the gym today, then that's not Saturn and Capricorn. That's, you know what I mean? That's not going to work.
Someone trying to control another person.
That's right. So do not think that Kim is going to do that for you. Kim's not going to do that for you guys, right? But she's going to teach you, and she's the teacher, right? Saturn is the teacher. Kim is going to teach you how to become accountable for yourself, and maybe you can make charts and graphs that they log in themselves. You know what I mean? Like they become responsible for their own thing, right?
Yes.
But if anybody
do FaceTime calls, that's why I can work with people in other states. It's like unbelievable what, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I am not a big technology person. I'm not even a big like social media. I kind of like it's like you were talking about earlier. It's so distracting. It takes up so much of your time. But in regards to things like that, I mean, it's amazing that we can be able to help people that aren't even like I'm not even in the same state with you, you know what I mean? And how much we can help everybody that isn't even in the same room with us. It's like thank you, universe. It's incredible.
Right. Exactly.
Tammy, before I forget, like while we're on this topic, how should people get in touch with you now? Because I'm probably sure they're probably gonna want a reading as soon as like they
awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, I have a Facebook page for astrology. I finally opened it up after how many years of just doing this underground for friends and family, and people were telling me, oh my God, you got to get out there. Saturn and Capricorn finally said, guess what? Get yourself out there. You are no longer the student. Well, I still am a student, but now you know enough. You can teach other people and help them out. So I was really scared to do it, but I did it, and here it is. And it's still quite a new page, but there's a lot of content on there. It's called North Node Venus Astrology. And if you'd like to message me there, you can message me through that page. Or I have a Gmail address. It's northnodevenus@gmail.com. But yeah, I love to have you as a client or help you out in any way. There's a lot of things that we can see in the chart, and especially for health. I see so many things for people that their sixth house is loaded up with stuff, and their soul has elected to learn and grow and expand through lessons in the body. And these are your people, you know what I mean, that have a hard time with the weight or eating or nutrition, and it's a chronic. These people are almost like chronic or one thing after the next. And boy, if you are one of those people, please get a hold of Kim, because this can be changed. And it's about learning those lessons through the body. You know, you don't have to suffer.
Yeah, no, I met a woman yesterday who told me she was 50 years old, and she, you know, was not happy with her weight, and she had a lot of, you know, weight in the middle, and she kept saying, well, I'm 50, you know, I'm 50 and I'm 50. And I'm like, do you even know how old I am? Like, do you know how old I am? Because that is not an excuse, you know. And I told her how old I was, and I'm not that much off from her, you know. And she's like her, and I'm like, yeah. So it's not age. I know there's this big myth that after like your 30s or after your 40s or after you fit, whatever it is now, it keeps changing, you know, then everything's going to go downhill. And that's not true.
Right. That's just a mind program that people were taught to believe, you know, and it's the whole Saturn and Capricorn thing. Hello, people, don't do the mind programs anymore. Don't believe all the old stuff that you were taught to believe. If you if you want something, believe you can get it, instead of believing you're too old or you're too poor, or there's not enough time, or
money doesn't grow on trees.
Right.
It's made out of paper.
Saturn and Capricorn. No, come on, people. These things are available. This stuff can happen, but you gotta believe it and you gotta put the effort to it, because Saturn's all about hard work. So you're willing to work hard with Kim doing this stuff. I guarantee it, you are going to be successful, because this is what Saturn wants us to do right now. But it is going to be, it is going to be consistent. It's not like checking in once a month with Kim and going, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do it, and having all these excuses. No. That's not Saturn and Capricorn. You've been hearing this voice for a long time. Get it going, and it's been the little angel on your shoulder. Come on, nagging at you, and that's little Saturn saying, "Come on, man, we got to do this thing.
Yes,
we got to do it."
That's right.
There's rewards. There's rewards coming. So anybody that does this now, it's just time. It's just time, because we have to fight so much more against the food industry. We have to fight against Walmart. What Walmart has on their shelves, it's garbage. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Walmart, if you're listening. Oh, no. But, I go to Walmart all the time. I can't find anything hardly healthy to eat over there, and I'm disgusted. So what do? I need to find another option. Yeah. That's me being Saturn and Capricorn. That's me saying, I'm not going to take this anymore, and I have to go find another alternative. But then you're stuck. What's the next alternative? Right. And that's where Kim comes in. Oh, I have these alternatives. Okay. Right. Somebody please tell me. I know I have to do something different, but I don't know what,
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. No, definitely, for sure. If this is the time, then there's got to be a reason that we're doing this call, because this was not pre-planned. Honestly, this would stem from a call that I had with you, that this all just, so obviously, it's time for us to be spreading this, and hopefully people will understand, now why things are happening, and like through the end, how long is this going to last? Did you say through the end of the year?
Yeah, but then it crosses over again through next year. So
it's just, it's like, and me, it's not like I call you every 2 months like you're a psychic, and these are not psychic readings, by the way, people.
Right. No.
It doesn't talk to dead people.
There could be some psychic stuff coming in, but it's based on something.
I do get a lot. I mean, like I said, you do know me very, very, very well, but it's amazing how, like, just astrology and your birthday and time, and it's amazing the stuff that comes out, and past lifetime stuff that, like, it's amazing. I know you're gonna get a ton of readings now. I know you are.
Yay. Well, everybody come in, because there's so many valuable things that you could learn. Oh my gosh.
This has to be the time. There's a reason we're on this call. Like I said to everybody who's on this call, there's a reason you and I are on this call, clearly. So yeah.
So let's see, what else do we have to talk about? I know there's got to be something else.
I know you have a time limit.
We cover everything. How much longer?
We go down a rabbit hole.
I know. How long has this recording been? Hello, everybody. We're just chatting here. We don't want to overtax you guys, but
I know, but there is so much going on.
Has it been about an hour, or what time are we at?
An hour, I think.
Is it about an hour? Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
If you have more, I'm sure they'll take more, but I don't want to use up all your energy. I know you have another.
I don't want to beat people to death with the Saturn and Capricorn, but it is really just time to get going on it. It really is. And each of us knows what area we need. Everybody's got a different area where the Saturn is in the chart. And, somebody can be on the call going, hey, I'm not having any health issue things, but man, the relationship area, okay. Right. Take everything that we've been saying and just apply it to the relationship thing. And as far as the meditation, that's mental health, spiritual health there. Everybody should meditate every day. You know what I mean? Or as much as you can, for sure. That's necessary. And the problem is we don't, as Americans, we don't see the value in that. People in England.
We don't live in the now. We're always worried about our future, or worried about something that we did yesterday, and nobody's like, now,
Yeah. And there's no money coming out of it. And, we're so busy with other things. I got to run to Walmart and pick up my, rotisserie chicken and a pizza for dinner, because we don't have time to do other things. But, meditation is the first really line of defense too, mental health, emotional health.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
all
then,
intertwined. It is
yeah,
mind, spirit, mind, body, mind, spirit, right? It's real thing. It's
yeah,
real. It's all
it is
intertwined.
real. It is real.
And
Oh, one thing I want to say for Saturn and Capricorn, there's a lot of, hopefully a lot of you guys are like mystical people on this call. If you're interested in astrology, you probably are. You probably are. So maybe you guys,
probably are.
yeah, maybe you guys are like into like crystals and things too. So I want to tell you, get some rubies right now. They don't have to be the fancy, expensive, like cut rubies, but
My birthstone.
Rubies are going to help with Saturn and Capricorn, or if you have a Saturn sun, if you know your birthday's in Capricorn, you should be wearing some kind of a ruby all the time. That's going to help, balance the energy of Capricorn, because Capricorn energy is very heavy and strong. It's not like a joyful, who would be joyful? Well, Leo, right? All about love and creativity, and that's a lighter, Capricorn is that workhorse. Capricorn is like, work. And there's a value to that, but when Saturn gets out of balance in our charts, and I have seen people who have Saturn out of balance in their chart, you need this ruby. And actually, I don't know if you can see this. My friend makes these.
Yeah.
Right? This is just a little ruby. This was like a $15 bracelet. You don't need to go to the jewelry store and get like $100. Right. Saturn and Capricorn would like die if you ran out and bought an expensive. No, you don't need anything like that. Right. Just a basic, ruby. And it's going to help like balance that Saturn out, because there are people out there, and I should address these people. I talked about the people who weren't doing enough work, right? Or didn't know where their work was going, or weren't putting it in the right areas. What about you people that are overworkers, workaholics, right? That work too hard, that are too hard on yourself and other people around you. You got to balance that out. Right? You got to lighten that up. So rubies for everybody. Everybody go to your metaphysical store or get online, just get a ruby. And if you could get, if star ruby, if you can swing a star ruby, you could probably get a nice one for $30 on eBay. I just got one for my husband because he's got moon in Capricorn. And when I found out about the ruby, I said, man, you have to be using this all the time. So I got it, and he puts it in his pocket. And he is a workaholic. That man will work 24 hours if I let him. I can't be the boss over him. He has to learn when to stop working. However, he has to learn when to stop working.
Well, you'll have to let me know Thursday night, or let someone know Thursday night after their call if that is necessary, because I'll be on that. And I would also add, if you do go on eBay or something and buy one of these crystals, make sure you cleanse it before you wear it. Make sure you sage it, or put it out under a full moon, or rinse it under cold water or sea salt. And I don't know what energy's been touching that stuff. I've been like finding people touching my crystals, Tammy, and I'm like, now I'm just like kind of freaking out. I feel like I feel like a germaphobe, and it's not. I don't know. I'm just like so like conscious of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the Saturn and Capricorn thing. That boundary. Hey, man, this is the boundary around my thing. Yeah. Right? This is my thing. I don't want you. You're on it. There's nothing wrong with it. You're doing the right thing. Actually, if you're having that sense of that, right? Here's my boundary. Yeah. So, yeah. So let me see. I think that was the other thing I wanted to say. Other than that, I think just everybody come and join us in the group. It's going to be, I think we're going to grow it, and it'll create itself organically. I have goosebumps. Yeah. It'll almost be like the Saturn and Capricorn group. What do you guys want to know? Maybe
that's what we should have called it.
Yeah. What's happening in your life out there? How have you become the level of your authority?
What's going on?
To know.
Yeah, what kind of shifts after you hear this are you noticing in your life, like after finding out why this is all happening to you? And I'm curious to see how many people now are like moving on, or finding themselves taking care of themselves more, or finding people going away, or and being okay with it. Right. And that's the other thing too, just the support when that does happen. If you can't handle it, just having the support of the group too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And we're going to tell everybody it's okay to let these people go, these energy drainers, or these, people that want you to enable them, or, it's not only okay, but it's necessary. Sure. You know what I mean? It's like positively necessary. Yeah, because, next year there's going to be a time when Pluto's already been in Capricorn since 2008. And if you guys remember, that's when like the housing market fell out
Yes,
and the lenders and
that's when I left. That's when I lost like my job before this one, which left. That's exactly what happened.
yeah. And Pluto comes and he tears down old crap that needs to be out of existence. And then Saturn comes behind and rebuilds something, a new, better foundation. But the two work together, and there's two parts of it. So what's happening now, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. It's going to be there till 2024. That means next year, everybody, I don't want to scare anybody, but the heat is going to get turned up. Saturn's been in Capricorn for a while. When Saturn comes next to Pluto, there's going to be a date in time in next year where they come together and they make a connection. And there's going to be like a huge shift. Something's going to happen. I don't know if it'll be like the government, the stock market, something will happen.
You predicted, I'll never forget last year when I talked to you before everything that happened this year with people in power all coming. I mean, I remember you predicted that a whole year in advance, and I didn't have any idea the extent of where that was going. But I would totally believe what she says, because that shit
Yeah, so everybody get in alignment. Start working fast right away. And if there is any inkling, like you feel your job's going to be going away, or maybe you feel like you're going to be fired because you know you haven't been doing a good job or something, we kind of know if that's going to happen. Please do something about it. Either work your butt off or find another job. Be ahead of this, because when Saturn cuts up to Pluto in March, it's actually March 21st of 2020, you know who was actually together in that whole big mess? I ran the chart yesterday. Mars is there and Jupiter will be there, and all four of them will be together. And yeah, that's what I said. Holy.
yeah.
Probably it'll play out in the physical. There probably is going to be some earthquakes with this kind of energy. There's no way that something is not going to shift through the earth with Mars being in there. And there's a lot of I don't want to cause any panic or any scares, but some not in America, but maybe there could be protests, you know what I mean? There might be, with Mars involved, there might be some kind of a militant, you know what I mean? Like people banding together and boycotting something, or Occupy Wall Street again or something, you know what I mean? Like maybe something like that. Maybe something worse in other countries. You know, there's a lot of countries a lot worse off than America is. Believe it or not, you know, everybody bashes America and Trump and everything, but look around, people. These countries are hanging on to their economy by a thread, and you know what happens to them happens to us as well, shifting down in some way. You know what I mean? So, if you're not in alignment, get yourself in alignment fast. You know. If you have any feeling like maybe you and your husband are not on the same wavelength and you've been avoiding it and ignoring it for a long time, don't wait until this big energy ball comes, because something will happen. You know what I mean? Like something's this stuff, you know, the planets don't cause things to happen, but it's all energy and all vibration. And it's the vibration in us that resonates with that. And we're made out of star material. Everything that's out in, you know, on meteorites and stars, I mean, is the chemical makeup of our body. So we know how the moon affects, you know, the tides on the planet and affects women's menstruation, all kind of, I mean, everything, right? Physical, there's physical. So this stuff is, you know, everything's energy and vibration. And this is like a real thing. This isn't like woo-woo, oh, she said this, you know, the earth's going to come to an end on this day. I'm going to tell you there's going to be some big energy vibration, and how it plays out, we don't know, but it's huge. These are the major players. Holy smoke, I'm going to start working now on my own stuff. I'm going to start looking through my finances. Where's my bills? What are my bills correct? What else? What can I pay off? What can I do? You know, change my spending habits a little bit. Look at everything. How am I eating? How am I living? How am I working out? Everything? How's my relationships? How's my friends? What's everything going on? You know? That's a big one. I mean, I knew Saturn and Pluto was coming. I knew Jupiter was going to come in there. I didn't know Mars was going to be involved either. And when I looked at the chart, I said, no,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there was a reason we had this call.
Mhm. Yeah.
People need to know this.
Yeah. You know, when you look at, and I just want to talk for maybe 5 minutes about this college admission scandal.
Ooh.
That's got Saturn all over it, people, you know. And I understand from the stories that's been going on for quite a few years, this man kind of created a niche for himself, getting people into colleges. And they were getting in not under their own authority. It's Saturn and Capricorn. These people with low SAT scores were being, their SAT test was being corrected by somebody else so that they can get in. That is the opposite of Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn and Capricorn is, you do your own work. So if anybody on this call can resonate, like, are you sitting down with your kid every day and helping him do his homework? Because that's almost, you know what I mean? Like the same kind of problem. You're getting your kid a grade on this homework that's not his grade. And when he does go to college, he's not going to have you to do the work with him. And where's your kid going to be? Right. But anyway, these people that resonated, the people that were afraid that their kid couldn't get in, they knew their kid couldn't get in.
Clearly.
Instead of helping the kid, get a tutor for him. That's what Saturn and Capricorn says. If your kid can't get into the school he wants to get into, work harder. Don't buy a fake test and, bribe somebody to get in and make up this fake rowing team and now you're on it. That is so out of alignment with Saturn and Capricorn. If anybody out there is kind of doing something like this, not in the same way, of course, but are you doing your kid's science project? And then is he turning it in? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of the same thing happening, but on a lower scale, right?
Yeah.
Be very careful, parents, of how much you're helping your kid out. You are not helping him if you're doing the work.
Never even thought of that.
They are going to be caught. And it might take years, but they might get to college and find out they can't do the work because mom's not there sitting with them.
Right.
Coffee at the table, and that's what he's always done.
Exactly.
And now he's got nobody to tell him. Mom says, come on, we're going to do your homework now. And the kid's at college, and the kid's like, Mom never told me to get down and do my homework. Gee, I'm in class. Nobody told me to do it. Man, do it yourself.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I just want to add, because I love how this plays out in the collective with astrology. This man, of course, who was caught, he was the guy that instigated. There was a man that instigated all this stuff. The famous people just didn't say, how can I bribe somebody? Somebody created this niche, right?
Right.
He's having a Saturn return. I know, because I read it in People magazine. You know how they put the age in there, so and so age. I rolled all over it. I said, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" Of course, he got caught at his Saturn return. He's been doing it for 10 years. And that's the other thing I want to tell you guys. If you sit with people in the office and you see them getting away with stuff, and you become resentful because they're not caught. The boss ain't catching them. The clients ain't catching on. Somehow they manage to scoop through. Do not be disheartened if they are not being caught, because there's a timing for everything, and their time isn't here yet. If it takes 28 years, that whole Saturn around, it will come and get them when it's time. Don't worry about what other people are doing.
Right.
You're Candy Crushing all day. You think you can do it? No. You're doing your own thing. Never mind what they're doing. You guys are on different journeys. You could get caught tomorrow.
Right.
And that kid could keep, that person could keep goofing off for years. So that's the other thing. Mind your own, do your own business. Saturn and Capricorn, blinders on. Don't care what the kid, what's the kid doing? I don't know. He has to do his own work. I have to do my own work. Right. What are my friends doing? Doesn't matter. What are they doing? What's my competition doing? Doesn't matter. You do your own thing, right? Because you're gonna get your own reward coming. But yeah, and Saturn comes.
Wow.
And it comes. Yeah. And and it just happened to be these famous people that got caught, because of course famous and rich kind of goes together. You need to be famous to have $500,000 to bribe somebody, but That's the whole Saturn and Capricorn thing. And that girl, which was it? The girl who was on Fuller House? What's her name?
Lori Loughlin.
Her kid, of course, People Magazine. I'm assuming they're correct, but they said People Magazine said that daughter didn't even want to go to college. She didn't care about it at all.
That's right. There was a YouTube video where she was like talking about partying and not so much like she wanted to go for that experience. And she
didn't even want to go. So see what was happening. Her mother was making her go.
Yeah.
And making her go to this school. She wanted to go to, I think it was UCLA or whatever it was. See what happened? Lori Loughlin did not let her kid be her own authority. Wow. She should have said, do what you want, and you'll learn from it. Here's your journey. So right away, you see how that's not in alignment, Saturn and Capricorn.
Yeah.
Shouldn't let, and no, and so now she ruined that girl's life, kind of, because, hey, you know what? If she would have just let it alone, this girl, I think, was getting endorsements, and she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Does she need a college career at UCLA? No, I don't think she did. You know what I mean? But we'll never know now because she wasn't allowed to make her own decision. And so people, please let your kids make their decision, you know, and they have to live with it either way, but they know more about themselves than you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We put our effort out and said what we think other, you know, our kids or our family or our friends should have, but that's the Saturn and Capricorn thing. We're taking away their authority. We're taking away their right to choose. And not only that, their right to make mistakes.
Yeah.
They're allowed to make mistakes. That's how they learn. We have to sit by and watch all you metaphysical people and all the healers on the call. I'm a healer, Kim's a healer. We have to sit by and watch people like suffer because they're not asking for the healing. There's nothing we can do about it. We have to let them. That's that Saturn Capricorn thing. They're gonna work through it their way. You know, there's so many people that I say, oh my gosh, I find out they have cancer all the time. I'm like, hey, did you ever hear of Reiki? No. Would you be interested? No.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Why? Sorry. Oh my
You want
gosh.
to so badly, but I know you can't. I know.
And you just can't send them any energy because you're making yourself some karma, and that's the whole Saturn and Capricorn thing. So see, this is like a metaphysical talk too, right? Where are we
crazy
making karma for ourselves all the time? And if we are not in alignment, just like all these things we've been talking about, we are making the karma, we're making it, and it's getting built in, and we're making the programs, you know, must help people, must do this, must do that for them. Like, why?
Yes, I know, right? Damn, this was a lot, Tam. I wasn't expecting all this.
Sorry, everybody. I think you were getting ready to leave, and now the big stuff came in.
I went way over my call with you last week, and I felt bad, but now I feel like I'm getting an extra free
Yeah, but see, this is really, really like a serious thing. I mean, this is like the most serious 2.5 years that we're ever going to be in for the next 30 years. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
This is like the hardest, like the capstone class, and it's like, come on. And it's sad because I have a lot of people asking, calling all the time, like, oh, what's going on? And you explain it to them, and they're still not getting it because they're just not at that space where they can, and they don't want to try something newer. You know what I mean? So yeah. So, but we have to let them do their thing, and we have to believe that they're doing the right thing for them, because even when people are making mistakes, they're doing the right thing for them.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not trying here, people.
Right. So, you know.
30 years is a long time. Like, God, I don't know. God, and none of us know where we'll be in 30 years, but I don't know. I'm glad to know this now.
30 years from now, God, how will I go?
I know. Who knows?
How many trips around the, well, by that time, I have better learned all my lessons.
I know you will. I know. I do too. I know.
But I feel bad for the kids right now that are turning like 28, 29, because they have it really rough. And this was part of our conversation before. We talked about spiritually, these souls are ones that have not ever been able to be their own authority. For whatever reason, they were always like controlled by other people. and helped by other people and everything else, and entitled by other people. And we see all those things playing out now in the collective. These, what do they call them? Are they called the millennials now? Is that the ones? Okay, so the millennials, our generation hates the millennials because, you know what I mean? Who they think they are? They're going to step right in, and we worked our way up to the top. That's Saturn and Capricorn, and they want to come in and be at the top and be the boss.
Yep.
That happened to them in past lives already. That's why they think they can do that. And now they're coming in and they're doing it backwards. They're going to have to start from the beginning and work their way up. And they don't know how to do that. And if we continue to keep giving them everything that they want, they're not ever going to learn. So it's hard for these kids. They're a big brick up against the head right now with the Saturn return. They're finding it the hard way. Woo, I was sailing through. My 20s were good. I had everything I wanted, Xbox all day, and I didn't have any jobs, and mom didn't make me do anything, and she kept sending me money. Bam, what's going to happen?
And it's good to know, this is what I mean when I'm saying, it's good to know this stuff because it helps us understand other people. So it's good to know as a parent, when we have a child that age, we need to now let them be who they're going to be, let them fail if they're going to fail. But it's also good to know why these kids are the way they are too. It eases the sting a little bit when you kind of feel anything, or it's easy to let that go and you know why. These poor kids, they haven't had a chance to become any authority in any lifetime that they've ever had, past lives. Hundreds, thousands of lives, for whatever reason. If you study the history of the world, you'll see what happens. There's always a fight. People are slaves, and then they're, in a war, and this and that, and then there's always just being bombarded by things. Well, this group of kids coming in are, finally going to learn something that their souls never learned before. Wow, they sure are.
So we got to help them. And the best way we can help them is by not helping them.
Yeah, I know it's so hard, but it's true. And I hope the message gets across here. But like you said, we can't do anything. So
and all of you guys on the call, anybody having a baby around now? Holy smoke!
Well, you're giving me goosebumps again.
Yeah, these are the kids. These are the souls that, man, they are coming in to rebuild this earth on every level. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, through the financial system, through the government system, through the moral system, through the, any and every aspect. These kids are the ones that have been through everything already. They already learned all this stuff. And they're coming back just because they love us, and coming back again to rebuild. They're going to come back and clear up all this, all the crap that we have let the earth happen to the pollution, the air pollution, the resources, all this stuff. We've all let it happen by not rising up to our level of authority. We haven't stopped it. None of us have stopped it. These new bunch of kids coming in, they're, when they get to be in their 20s, how old will we be? Well, 20 years from now, 20 years from now, what will be different? These are the new batch of kids. So every generation, there's a new soul imprint coming. So, and we all help each other out, right? Standing on the shoulders of giants. So we've learned the hard way, right? We've walked barefoot to school, back and forth, uphill, downhill, both ways, right? In the snow, right? Ooh, that's right. Poor us, our generation. So of course we want to give our children limo rides to school. Of course we do, because it was so hard to walk to school. But hello, the limo rides now have taught these kids to be soft, to do that. We can handle anything, our generation, because we have handled everything and anything, and we got there by doing it. You have to get there by doing it. You can't show a kid how to drive a car and say, here, get in one, go take your driver's test. Honestly, it doesn't work. Same thing. Let these kids do their thing. These young kids now, they're going to stand on our shoulders because we've done the hard work, and we're going to show them how to do the hard work, and it's okay. It's okay to work. It's okay to break your nail. It's okay to fall down. It's okay to get up. It's okay to do, what I mean? It's okay to, do these things. And then the next generation behind them, they're going to come in. These are the super kids coming in. When we see all these Avengers and these superhero movies now, we're waiting for these superheroes to come, right? To save the planet. Guess what? They're being born. They're coming.
Well, a lot of health coaches that I work with right now, interestingly enough, are either pregnant and having babies or just had babies, like all these little health coach babies.
Oh my God. I got
Crazy.
goosebumps all up and down because
Crazy.
their mother is in alignment and their
Yes.
mother already knows these things, and it's coming down through the DNA because super healthy DNA, right? The health coaches, they're healthier than
That's crazy.
everybody else. Super healthy DNA, super healthy mindset, super healthy in alignment, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. That these superheroes, the super Avenger crowd, the Wonder Women that are being born, they need that. They can't come into, the poor poverty places. They can't.
Yeah.
They have to come in with everything in alignment because they need all the resources there.
Wow.
They're going to come in and they're going to clean all this mess up. So don't despair anybody. It's all good.
Yeah. No, I know, right? It's just getting through this next year or so.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, 2020 is going to be a tough year. I'm not going to lie to anybody. It's, 2019 is the warning shot. We're being shown what needs to happen. And it's the teacher saying, okay, there's probably going to be a pop quiz one day next week, but you don't know when. So, okay, I'm giving you a heads up. You should study for it. 2020 is the teacher walking in the door. Today is the test. Put away your books. Either you're going to be ready or not, right? The heat goes up. Heat goes up and goes up for everybody. It goes
Exactly.
up.
Exactly.
We all have some work to do, all of us. And it's a journey. We don't get it done and it stays done. Every day we have to commit. Every day we got to get up and say, am I going to drink Kim's shake, the one that she said is going to help me? Or am I going to go to McDonald's? You know what I mean? Like every day you have an opportunity. And
I can only offer. I can't make you.
Right? That's right. Right. So, but if you do more days with Kim's shake than you do with McDonald's, then it all evens out, right?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to be that crazy, out of control Saturn like a Gestapo. Don't have joy, don't live your life, don't have fun. No, that's not it at all. It's all about balancing. When you do take care of yourself most of the time, then you can splurge on stuff, right, Kim?
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's not. That's what I mean. That's why these this health style is a way to actually bust the myth of diets and actually live a healthy lifestyle. Live a healthy lifestyle.
Right. Not exist.
Deprive yourself.
Right. Not existing. We're not going to just exist. We're going to live.
Right. So,
cool. Yay. Wow. All that stuff started coming. I didn't know it was going to come.
Wow. Like a lot of stuff came through. I don't even think you knew all that was going to come through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome stuff, people. You're welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, I thank them. I don't know, someone wanted to do this, so maybe we can do this again. And I'm gonna post your Facebook page so people can get in touch with you, and I'll post the Facebook page to join the group. And I love you, my friend. And
I love you too. Hey, do you want to give a sneak peek about anything you have coming up, or no? You want to wait that for another time?
I have my own. Before you and I even ever talked about doing anything, I do my monthly meditation workshops, but I have an actual past life clearing, about a 45 1 hour a minute webcast coming out where I try and go not as the same as you, but through a meditation of calling in the angels and archangels and clearing out past life cutting cords that we didn't even know that we have, which is another whole topic that maybe we could talk about on another call. But I'll be sending out a message about that on my Facebook and email on my email list. So anybody that is interested in clearing out any old karma, any old cords that they didn't know was holding them back in this lifetime, I'm going to do, I think pretty much what it's like, getting rid of all that stuff that you don't even know is there. So stay tuned for that. That's my big thing coming out this month. So,
I want to tell you that abundance clearing.
That's it.
That's the one that we're talking about. Oh my gosh, because you and I did that before, and you said, "What's your feedback on it?" I want to tell you, since then, of course, everybody that's on the call, I don't think 2 hours after I did this clearing healing, and I could feel the energy coming through. I'm very clairsentient in the body, and that was a lot of strong energy that Kim was putting out. 2 hours later, I had a client call me, and she's like a regular client, and it has not stopped. People are coming out of the woodwork.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm shoehorning them in, taking them all in, but it's been awesome. And I keep thinking, oh, I want to do that again. But then I think, no, you know what? I think it's done. I feel like it's done so much, it's cleared so much out that I don't even need to do it again. But all you people that are on the call, if you haven't done all the work, and I'm not trying to judge or anything, but Kim and I do a lot of clearing on ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
And when you're a coach and a healer, don't forget to heal and coach yourself as well, right? So if you're one of those coaches that are so busy with your clients and you're not doing enough for yourself, oh my gosh, get back in. Get in alignment.
Your energy back. That's right. Yeah.
Right away. And I do enough of that, and so does Kim. And so when she did this video and I did it, I'm like, whoo, wow, man, it just went super rough.
Thanks.
And of course, people will see the effects of it in their own alignment. If you're not seeing all the new abundance come in after you do Kim's video the one time, that means you need to do more layers, right?
Yes.
Don't give up if you're not seeing it.
Right.
But,
no, it's something continually, and it's something that, when you buy it, it's for yours to keep to do over and over. It might not be a one and done for everybody, but yeah, that abundance clearing, I'll be sending out the information on that too this week. There's like so much coming so fast. Like you said, this is like crazy. Like 3 weeks ago, like I didn't have anything planned for May.
Everybody, I encourage you to get this abundance clearing that Kim did. And it's a whole big class on law of attraction as well.
Yeah.
So it's really like a twofer, in case anybody doesn't understand that law of attraction and why abundance is coming or not coming.
Right.
That's a
No,
good
I know,
foundation.
Yeah,
that's totally Saturn and Capricorn, because we create our own abundance or we limit our own abundance. We're in charge. So everybody should do that. And if you're not getting the results right away, like you can be, like we know is possible, then get with Kim for a whole other clearing. There's some other kind of clearing that you need to do.
Right.
First.
There's stuff that needs to be released before you're wired.
Right. Right. And so, but Kim can do anything.
Sure, anything. I can do anything, guys. Just listen to me. I can do anything.
If it's not working in your life, ask her about it.
And
she'll create something. I mean, honest to God, because let me tell you, Kim, I've done a lot of healing with a lot of other people, and I've done a lot of old abundance stuff on myself, but nothing really had that effect that did. And I think I even emailed you. I'm like, what are you using? What was that all about? What kind of energy was that? Like, what? I did. I was like, I gotta know what that is.
This is.
I gotta know what it is.
Yeah, I'll send that information out for anybody that wants to do that abundance clearing. I mean, even me, I didn't have it like 2 hours later, but I'm noticing, from doing my reading, I have a lot of stuff coming up and just people coming into my life and opportunities opening up. So it is good. It does work. So thank you for bringing that up. I didn't want to promote myself.
I wanted to touch base with you again, but I've been so busy with clients.
No, I know, right? Right? This is
I haven't been able to tell you. Like, oh my God.
Listen to us. Thank you.
Yeah, right. And you allow, right? Believe.
Yes.
Allow and then receive. That's the way it goes. And it took me a long time to get to the receiving, because I always felt like I had to help other people, and I wasn't allowing people to help me.
Give up before it comes. That's the thing. A lot of people ask and they wait and they give, and maybe it's just about to come and they stop and they block it, and now it has to restart all over again.
Right. And they make up a program. See, they knew that wasn't going to work. Cancel that. Right?
Put a time limit on it. There's no such thing.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, speaking of the time limit, thank you everybody that's been on it all this time.
Lots of stuff to talk about. We'll have to do another call. Good Lord.
Yep.
I'm sure there's some other stuff going to be happening.
Yeah, and if anybody has any comments or questions about everything that we've talked about, there's been an awful lot. Can they put it in the group page?
Yep, they can put it in the group page. They can comment below the video. There'll be a comment section below the video. And ask away questions, send us messages. Tammy gave her email. I'll put that in there, like I said, in her Facebook, or message us, if you don't want to write it out in public.
Yeah,
And
that's
we'll
right.
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And we'll see everybody in the Facebook group, hopefully.
Yeah. And this was recorded previously because, you know, we weren't sure how it was going to work and everything, but we want to do something live, right? So that people in the moment can type in.
Yeah, that could go on for hours for sure.
That's true.
We're gonna have to put a time limit on that one.
That's a Saturn and Capricorn, right? Here's a boundary, right? Here's the boundary.
Right.
Yeah, but that would be cool too, right? Yeah.
Now's the time.
Maybe in the future. Yep, sometime coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
You're rising to the level of your authority.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us for this long thing. I know it was a lot of information, but it was all definitely worth it. It was good information, and I hope that you listen to it and heed our advice. We can't make you, we're not gonna interfere with your free will.
We can't do it, but we're here, right?
We're just here to help. We're just your guides here.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you. I love you, my friend. Thank you for doing this, and thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.